All right, we are back, and we've just finished up a mission. So let's do that procedure. Well done, team, for successfully doing a smuggle. You smuggled the thing, like good and proper. That was
actually our whole objective, isn't it? That's
you are smugglers.
It's like the second time only we've ever done
This is
that.
the second time you've done a proper smuggle.
Yeah.
What was the last time you did a proper smuggle was the pig, wasn't it?
Oh, I was thinking the first episode.
Oh yeah, the
Was
first
the pig
episode.
really
Was...
a smuggle though?
So I guess
No,
it's
that was
not
the pig was the pig was a theft.
It was a smash and grab.
I
Yeah.
mean, there was also the bit where we then had to take it and we had to
Yeah,
make
but that
it
wasn't the main thing
smell
that
really
was
bad.
tricky.
Like,
Yeah, no. So first episode, second to last episode, we got some smuggling in there. All right. So, payoff.
yeah.
Y'all are getting
Getting paid.
We're getting sweet back.
sweet bank. So this is a big score.
Mhm.
So that's serious loot. You're getting 8 coin from like you just handed this fucking like pouch on the way out with this person's like totally like gives it to you like the 30 pieces of silver with like just like a get out of here, right? Like, but they're giving you a small fortune.
Well, I do also have a question.
Uh-huh.
Which is, what tier is the Centralia Club? I feel like they were the target of the operation.
Yes, they were. The Centralia Club is the headquarters of the Circle of Flame.
Yeah, I knew that.
So they are tier
4?
They're tier 3.
Tier 3.
We did go up against the high. So it's the highest people we went up against. No, it's of the target, isn't it, for rep?
Yep.
Yeah. So this was tier 3.
So we get 5 rep.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then
Where's that coin going? Do we need to split that with our stash and?
You'll need to work that out.
First, we need to think about whether or not we want to pay off our vampire gang boss.
We probably should, given how much we just earned.
It is 2 coin to pay him off now, because we're more important. And the clock for him getting pissed at us is only like, how big is it? Ash?
It's not even that bad.
It's like 2 of 6 or something.
Let me find it.
We can't aim it again before the end of the series.
Some factions. Skirlock is at 2 of 6. The clock is entitled Grumpy Skirlock.
That's fine. Whatever. He's someone else's problem.
Okay.
I reckon we should all just take two coin into our personal stash.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Okay.
Cool.
2 coin.
I will put that into a D's.
Heat.
She's not got any, so I'm just putting it into her like personal cash rather than into the stash.
Yep.
Cool. All right, let's do heat. This is the fun, the fun bit. So
Contained?
I think this was. Wait. What about the bit where a D blew up some cops?
It's true.
Don't think we can
That was low exposure.
She what?
It was an accident.
She was experimenting.
She was trying.
dear.
She was trying to create a distraction,
I'm sure she succeeded in that at least.
I mean,
Yeah.
not really.
and then had to run away from the spirit wardens because they didn't like her setting off an explosion in a public park.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think contained standard exposure because it
averages back.
everything else was smooth and quiet. So
Yeah, like it was smooth and quiet, low exposure, except that one loud and chaotic explosion.
yes. This is a high profile target though, so that's +1.
On hostile turf. And I think so.
Yes.
They're not like at war with that faction.
Let me just check. You are they're not at war, but they're certainly not your friends. They're -1.
Okay, what does hostile turf
What determines hostile turf?
Yeah, I feel I remember this being in the rules somewhere. I just don't remember where it was. Hostile T for turf. 45 and 47.
Because there's one for if you're at war, but you're not.
Yeah. Where are we?
And like, I wouldn't have said it was hostile turf if he hadn't gone into their ghost sanctum.
Yeah, no, that's legit. We're turf.
If you'd just gone in the front door, they would be fine. But y'all were being smart.
Is it hunting? If you'll want to move on to engagement, while I
To entanglements?
No, so we can't do that.
Yeah, because we need to know our heat level.
It's fun.
Look, I'm gonna make the ruling.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is that that you get an extra heat for having gone in their sanctum.
Yep,
Okay.
that's legit.
So that's 4 heat all up.
Another
for the
2.
mission.
Yep, 4 heat all up. All right, we're up to 6.
Cool. All right. So then we get to do our entanglements. So we're at 6, is it?
Yep.
So someone roll me a d6 and we'll see what that comes up as. Actually, roll me 2 because you get to choose. Because you're slippery.
Well, then actually, we roll 2 because we're 1 at level 2 now.
Oh, so you roll 2d6 twice.
Yep.
Yes. All right. So first one is 4, which is demonic notice or show of force.
Both excellent options.
Yeah. And 4.
Flipped or interrogation.
Do you take the lower or the higher? Pretty sure you take the higher.
It's up to us. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's demonic notice or show of force, and we then get to choose which one.
You get to choose between those.
Show of force is bad.
It's not great, but it's also like
Bad. It involves going to war with people. I don't want to go to war with people. I want to hang out with a demon. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I vote demon.
See,
wanna hang out
I'm
with
so
the-
interested in the show of force, but that's okay.
Yeah, we vote for demons.
Yep.
I just want
All
Belle to have more friends.
right, so at some point I'll need to approach you. Demon will need to approach you with a dark offer.
Yes.
I'll have to ponder that, but in the meantime, we can move on to finding out what Nightfall's been up to.
Yay.
What has Nightfall been up to?
What
Drugs.
hasn't Nightfall been up to?
It's definitely drugs. Let's be fair. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I get a bunch of downtime actions, so this will be fun, is I'm going to get rid of some stress by indulging my vice.
Mm-hmm.
And what that looks like is, so I'm imagining that Nightfall's vice indulgence has kind of progressed somewhat from the beginning of this lovely campaign. It used to be a bit of drinking and a bit of sex, and now it's like some lot of drinking, also drugs, lot of sex. I still don't think we've quite gone from pleasure into stupor, because I still don't think we're quite trying to like ignore the world as much as like make it more interesting, I guess.
Yep.
But I do definitely think that her approach to that has amplified somewhat, because the drinking is not quite enough anymore, and she's kind of started doing some pretty wacky drugs just to kind of see what happens.
I mean, she
now.
has grandma to hook her up, so
She does. Yeah, and I still like. I think that there's some interesting things kind of going on with the crowd that she used to be with and stuff as well, because a lot of them were doing drugs. and the places that they were getting those from weren't particularly reputable. So I think that she may either be experimenting with some of the things that they have that's a little bit uncertain, and also doing a bit of sharing in return with some of the better stuff that she is getting her hands on. So Grandma's getting some business from the assorted people that that Nightfall used to live with on the streets as well. But yes, I think that vice indulgence is just basically that, going and visiting the old haunts on the streets, not even bothering with the bars as much right now, just going and using her own substances with a bunch of people that she used to run with, and kind of just being pretty foolish, and seeing what happens without, usually she tries to keep some control, and at the moment she's kind of not even trying to retain that in the amount of stuff that she's using.
Let's see what that looks like.
Yes.
I'm concerned.
Fair. It's just not doing it for you. You're like, yeah.
You gotta get weird.
Get weird.
I'll hook you up. It's all good.
I mean, the thing is, like, Grandma is specifically only giving you stuff that she thinks is safe.
Yeah.
Right? That's a thing that we've established, is that Grandma's like she sees you, small creature, and doesn't want you to, like, die. And and you know that she has stuff that she's not giving you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to hit up your friends for something a little rougher, and that's not giving you the kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nasty.
Well, yes. I feel like that took away a long part of my day. You guys went and did a score while I was like deciding to go out in the street and hook myself up.
Yep. Do you have a contact that you did hit up for that?
The one contact that I have that's kind of in that area is
a
my
bad
enemy.
contact.
Yeah. So what the reason that they are my bad contact is because of the sorts of things that they sell and the people that they sell that to. So Riven kind of sells bad shit and sells it to the people I care about. But I've reached a point now where bad shit kind of sounds like fun experiments. So I was kind of taking stuff from my friends. But, I'm still not a big fan of this guy, and I'm only making him angrier at me as I palm off some of Grandma's stuff in areas that he sells to.
Yeah. Yep. You're taking a corner there. Cool. What's Belle get up to once we're back from this job?
Wow.
What?
Well, I think. Which my clocks don't want to work on. I've got so many clocks.
You do have a lot of clocks going.
A lot of clocks going. There aren't that many clocks. I think I'm going to start by trying to finish one of these clocks.
Okay.
Because I think that sounds like a good plan. And so I think Belle has gone out down to the docks and bought just a whole bunch of fish and cuttlefish from the proper channels for
the legitimate cuttlefish vendor.
I can hook you up, man.
And has spent pocket change money, right? Less than a coin money on that. And then goes and finds a ghost door somewhere, and is trying to figure out if Tondon also likes eating flesh that is not just human flesh. What's the situation there? Because these are good things to know about your friend,
Yep. Look, understanding your friend's dietary requirements is a very valuable thing to do. It's considered.
Yeah, Tondon's eaten a lot of humans, clearly, but maybe they would like to expand their palate a little.
And cuttlefish are quite intelligent.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying that Belle gets some of their like weird arcane implements and sprinkles like black salt and like quicksilver and like seasons the raw fish, but like they totally do. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and finish my friends with Tondon Clock.
All right, let's see how you make friends with this ancient, horrific, and unknowable entity from before our understanding of time.
Yeah, and I think this is a consort. Because we're just hanging out.
Yep.
You know, just casually. And I fill the clock.
That's 3 ticks on your clock.
All right, Tondon is now a good contact. Yay!
Well, now you have befriended and positive contacted Tondon, the horrific bone entity from the Deathlands.
Yep.
Yep. Having a whisper in the crew is a time.
It's wild.
Cool. What's Corin up to? You're muted, Derek.
We get 2 downtime actions.
Yes, you do.
So I would like to go to Grandma's shop and refill my sensor.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm going to go hunting ghosts again in the Badlands.
So did we... I'm interested in this because there's a problem with that.
All right.
Which is that way out into the Deathlands is no longer accessible.
I have a plan.
Okay.
So my plan, is there any issue with getting that from Grandma? Is she going to give me...
Oh yeah, and she's going to add like some cinnamon to it to like make it smell nice.
Well, I thank her profusely and give her a little bit of a tip. And now what I'm going to do...
I mean, she absolutely refuses the tip, right?
She does?
Yeah. There's no way she's going to accept a tip from you. She's like, no, you keep it. You get yourself something nice to eat. Keep yourself big and strong.
Yeah, she plays it off as a like none of my granddaughter's friends thing, but you just know if it was Nightfall or Belle, she would still totally take it.
Oh yeah.
Look, I take a stroll through Night Market, pass through that park in the middle, and get to the bridge where the rail
bridge?
The rail bridge goes into the Deathlands.
Uh-huh.
And how busy is this bridge?
I mean, trains come through a few times a day.
So I would have enough time to climb up onto the bridge and cross it?
Here's the thing, Corin. The bit of the fence there only opens when there's a train going through.
Yeah.
Time to wait and then jump on one.
But wait. Okay, so are we talking about the bridge, the electricity fence? It only opens when a train's going through?
The fence, so the trains go out into the Deathlands, and the fence only opens when a train is going through.
Yes.
The other thing I was going to suggest, Corin, is that you have a friend that can take you to a place where there are a fuck ton of ghosts.
I was kind of not wanting to lean on Belle for this one.
Sure, that's fine. I just wanted to, yeah.
But yeah, that did cross my mind too.
You want to try and jump a train?
I do know someone in like Coleridge and Night Market who might be able to help you. Because there's this weird motherfucker who sits on the rooftops and claims to see spirit train tracks everywhere.
Yep.
Listed in the book, who that sounds like the kind of person who maybe could help. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
You know the most interesting people.
I mean, look, this one's just John. Like,
All right. Well, I'll go and see John then.
No, as in the author. What's the character's name, Luke?
It's Hopper. He's in the Notables in Coleridge.
Yeah, cool.
A drug addict, whisper, and all-around weirdo who perches on rooftops in the district.
Okay, so yeah, you can head down to. Oh, I mean, you can't do that either.
Because everyone there hates
everyone in Coleridge hates you.
Oh, do they? Because we stole their pig?
Because we stole their pig.
How long are they going to hold a fucking grudge?
No, and then you made it worse.
Do you want a hand?
By beating up.
They don't know that. They don't know that I was involved in that because I wasn't there. So if you'd like a hand, I would be happy to help.
Yeah, you doubled down on the having stolen their pig.
Yeah, remember when you were beating up the cuttlefish guy, you made it worse because that's where they got their cuttlefish.
That's right.
They can't go all the way to the docks.
That's Corin can't walk safely in Coleridge.
Yeah.
I'm a marked man.
Yeah, the broken family is ready to fuck your shit up any day.
Well,
so yeah, you can jump a train. You can get Luke. You can get Belle to hook you up. You can.
If I jump a train, I've got to jump off the train. That's the part that's worrying me.
It'd be fun though. That sounds like a really fun time.
If I get a train, is that just going to do a loop and eventually come back?
I mean, yes, in a matter of months.
Yeah, first it's going to go to the capital, and then it's going to
go all the way across the country. But yes, it'll come back.
This is a very long downtime, actually.
Yeah, this seems. I don't want to jump off a train. All right, I have an idea about how to get through the barrier. I guess my question is, can I get onto the train tracks and cross over there reasonably safely?
Because it's your downtime action, yes, you can basically just say, I do this, right? And we just put into, and it just colors the potential outcome of overindulgence.
Yes. So I get to the other side of the tracks, and I jump down next to the electricity barrier, and I pull out my whip, and I start to coil. No, you
fucking don't. They never give it back to you.
You're kidding me?
No.
I wouldn't have left without it. Oh, I didn't know this.
That was my thing. That was what I was doing. I was taking it away from you, Derek.
Now.
I was being a shifty fucker.
Just use your fists, Derek. You'll be fine.
All right.
They collect things of important spiritual significance.
Oh, is it that important to me? I guess it is.
I mean, look how upset.
Yeah, you've just fucking admitted it.
I have, yeah. All right, then. Well, they're gonna have to pay for that. So I start Belle's hum, and I start to generate the electricity in myself and the plasma. And I sit down and I start to coat myself with it. I scoop it out from deep within me, and I start to bathe and have it roll over my skin and over my head, and I rush it down my chest. And when I'm fully doused in this energy, then I stand up and I hum the hum, and I start to move towards the electric barrier.
This is a perfectly normal thing for 25 people who just raided the chat to come into.
Yeah, this is right.
So
I'm sure they're perfectly okay with this.
It's fine. All right. Well, yeah. Let's roll your indulgence and hope you don't get burned to a crisp. So yeah, indulge your vice. And yeah, I think harm is on the table for overindulgence here.
Do I get any bonus?
No, it's an indulgence roll. This is you doing your thing, friend. So yeah, clear 4 stress. So that shouldn't you didn't have 4, so yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so you make it through, and it and you go out and you like you definitely you only get like 4 stress relief from this because it's actually really like hectic, right? You're suddenly assaulted by all of these different different like ghosts from every which angle, and they're just mobbing you. It's so hard to like get. You can't swing and throw a punch because because as soon as you do, there's another ghost on you, and you manage to like get a couple and work out some anger, and then you just have to roll back through, and you get like scorched, and like it's not harm level, but fuck, it's painful as heck as you just like, oh fuck, that didn't go well, and then you just hear like a train go like whoop behind you. You have to like dodge off the tracks. It's just a very like. You're glad that no one is watching, because
it wasn't pretty.
It's a very and like I think what happens is you dodge and you like roll down under this this rail bridge, and standing under the rail bridge, there is this person. Who's like they're almost like a cutout. They're a silhouette, right? Like they're like because they're standing under this thing, but even then you should have a little bit of like light from that like blue lightning fence, and that doesn't seem to cast any light on them. And they turn around and they look at you and say, "Corin Amandaporth. You are a powerful man. It is a pity to see you in a slightly inelegant state. A glance behind the curtain takes away some of the magic, don't you think?"
I agree. This is perhaps not the way I planned this, but how do you know my name?
Everyone knows the name of mighty Amandaporth. You are a hero in your own country to have brought the mighty Duskvold to its knees. Tell me, don't you wish you could return to all of those to that fanfare, to all of to those who see you as a hero of your people, rather than living here as some kind of exile amongst exiles?
There is nothing wrong with my life here. But you are right. I do miss it.
He says, "I have." "I have been lucky enough to walk amongst the great families of Severos, to have spoken with some of the most beautiful women amongst their kind, and seen some of the most beautiful children as well. I have seen some that share your face." Some family that you have maybe left behind. They they certainly cry out in happiness to hear of your great deeds here, the Bowmore Bridge. Surely this can have been none other than mighty Amandaporth, who left ready to bring Duskvold to under the heel of the Severosi.
Can I detect his accent? Does he have a Severosi accent?
He's absolutely got a Severosi accent.
Okay.
But also his voice does not sound like a mortal voice, right? It's got some weird thing to it.
Derek, bring him home so I can make friends with him.
I'm tempted.
Friend, I would offer you a way home. I would like to take you back so that we can celebrate you as the hero that you are.
I realize I might be pushing my luck here, but I try and summon the electricity into my hand once more.
I mean, you do it, but it's painful as heck.
And I hold it up to his face to get a better look at him.
It casts no light on him.
So it's just like the light sucks into this silhouette.
Yep. He says, "I'm sorry. I have an enchantment. It's a very dangerous city. Less dangerous now, though, thanks to you, my friend.
I shake my hand and kind of bring the feeling back into it, and I say to him, or her, or it, what is the price? What is the price of what you say?
Yeah, and he says to you, you have a friend. You've been helping her with family matters. All I would hope is that you would make sure that that those matters are resolved peacefully. That no violence should come to my friend.
And who is your friend?
I believe she visited you in a tavern recently. You might have seen her at the Centuralia Club.
I know of the woman which you speak, but she... So when he says that well, let's play it out. So you wish no violence to be visited upon this creature at the Centralia Club?
I'm sure that a peaceful solution can be arranged.
I will do my best. How do I find you again?
He says, if you need me again, simply commit a similarly brash and over the top act of self-harm in the way that you've recently done. I am a fan of such fireworks. It amuses
so
me.
Much shade. Oh my goodness.
It amuses me to see these things.
I hope to see you again soon.
He says, I certainly hope to see your face again, mighty Amandapoth. And like he just fucking disappears, right? Like,
all right. I sort of try and find him in the like futile. I know it's futile, but I sort of wave my arm.
You find a single black ceramic tile of about an inch on each side.
Oh. Okay. All right. I taste it and examine it and run it between my fingers and.
Yeah, it tastes like mortar on most of the sides, and tastes like nothing on the shiny side.
Lick the science.
Yeah. I want to make something of this. All right, I pocket it and make my way back across the bridge.
Yeah, cool. That was a downtime action.
That was fun.
Alana, do you have something else you'd like to do?
What's our heat looking like? I'm thinking I might try and do something to do with that.
You should have 6 heat.
Because we're pretty wanted at the moment.
You are pretty wanted. If the cops come after you, they're gonna come hard and fast.
Yeah.
Nightfall is always pretty wanted.
Ooh.
Aww, thank you. That's like, you've said so many nice things to me and Nightfall tonight, Luke. Before we started streaming and now, I feel all warm and fuzzy. So I think I might try and deal with some heat for my second action.
Sounds like a good plan.
And I think that what I will do is pay a visit to my dear Stev. Because Stev, who awkwardly thinks that he is my boyfriend, has invited me to drinks with his friends because it's finally time that I meet some of his friends.
Yay! Stev's
whilst I
friends.
hate the idea, I also think that meeting Stev's friends, who are probably also bluecoats, would be very beneficial to us going forward. I just have to cross my fingers and hope that his brother's not there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's probably going to be fine.
It's probably fine.
Probably fine. That clock's not full yet. It'll be great.
What action is this?
Sounds like Consort.
Probably.
With the eyebrows and everything.
Yep. Probably.
Uh-huh.
What? And it's all risky standing because it's downtime, right?
Let me just double check that that's true for getting rid of heat.
Cool.
Yeah, because it just ticks off a certain number of ticks.
Sweet.
Yep. Did we ever establish what career Stev's brother had?
We did not.
Because I like the idea that to complement his cop brother, he's like a lawyer.
That works.
See, I was going to say one's cop, one's spirit warden, but then we wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Then we would.
So yeah, a lawyer makes sense. But yeah,
he may or may not be a real lawyer. That's the cover
He
story.
just tells you that when you go and meet him in bars. Yeah. He's like, I'm a lawyer.
So yeah, that's you clear two heat from the crew.
I have done this.
Great. And yeah, I think...
Would you like to spend some coin to make that 3 heat?
Would you like me to spend some coin to make that 3 heat?
I mean, I'm not particularly fast. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
like,
not particularly
bumping
fast
it...
either.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Your coin is better spent doing another one of that action.
That's true.
Yeah, that's like, I'm
later
with
if
that.
you want, if you want to later.
That's true.
Nah.
I'm gonna have to reduce heat, aren't I?
What do you? Yeah, I mean, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna worry about that later.
If you want my third, because I have 3 downtime actions
Plus a bonus.
anyway,
You have 4.
and then I have the bonus. So if you want the spare, I can give you the spare.
I mean, I'm already planning to spend both of my coin on extra downtime actions. So like, I think
this might be the rest of the session.
Exactly right. I think my next downtime action. I had a really good thought and now I've lost it. Fuck. What's a cool thing I have? I know it's on my sheet somewhere. I
mean, you've got a lot of clocks there, friend.
I've only got 1.
Oh, you've only got 1 now.
Yeah. I'm working through it. I'm getting it under control because, like, we're nearly right. Like, we're coming up on the end.
You're making a lot of friends, a lot of weird friends.
It's time for me to get my shit together. God, where's the reset button? Load. Oh, there we go. I found it. I think we revisit Belle's attempt to get Kellen to like rejoin.
Yes.
And I think this time. The offering is like a jar. Actually, no, I know exactly what it is. Okay, so everyone remember back in episode 1, that weird spooky ghost lady with all the flowers who I trapped in a spirit bottle?
Yes, I remember
I'm going to give her to Kellen.
I liked that lady.
Okay.
She was terrifying.
Yes, she did try to eat her husband, so...
Kellen's a witch.
That's why I liked her.
Yeah.
She likes scary ladies who try and eat their husbands.
Let's see how effective that is.
It's like a match made in heaven.
As a
consort?
Yeah. Sway or consort, I don't mind.
Yeah, I think it's consort. And I'm going to push myself for bonus dice. And can I get a bonus die because I reincorporated a fictional detail cleverly?
Is that a thing in the rules?
I don't know.
Don't think it is.
Okay.
It's very clever. It's very clever. Good fictional positioning. Yeah. That's 2 ticks on your clock.
2 ticks on my clock.
So yeah, she totally like. Do you like leave this anonymously again, or with not anonymously with a little note?
Yeah, there's definitely a little note involved. Wait, is my clock an 8? It wasn't an 8 clock.
It was a hard one because you lost her.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
tricky. I'm gonna put 2 on that clock. Yeah, and I think there's definitely a little note. It's like, dear Kellen, na.
Yeah.
I went to a cool spooky place the other day. I thought of you. You really would have liked the way that it was spooky.
Yep.
I remember, a couple of months ago, you were talking about how you really need ghost flowers, and I happened to catch this weird ghost lady a few months ago. For you.
Yep, and we see her empty the ghost into a big glass tube thing. So there's just this, and then she just sits there and has the fire on in her house and sits in her little thing, and there's the ghost just against the thing, and she's looks homely, yes, how nice.
Can I spend a coin to do another downtime action and just get it over really quickly?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would like to do that downtime action again.
Okay, sure. What are you giving her this time?
Well, this time...
Or are you gonna talk to her like an adult?
No, I'm gonna save that for the last roll.
Okay.
Presuming that this one doesn't just magically do the trick.
Mm-hmm.
I think this time what I do is I convince Tondon to help me by giving me some weird grisly spirit bits. And so I give her some cool ingredient ghost bits.
Tondon absolutely gives you ghost cuttlefish bits.
I'm on board.
Yeah, so just you're like, hey Tondon, can you give me some stuff? And Tondon just vomits up from because remember they have tentacles coming out of out of where their mouth would be. So just a whole bunch of flop flop flop, a bunch of ghost
cuttlefish quills and
cuttlefish
stuff.
Bits fall out.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and I gather them up and I wash them and I present them in a nice
awful.
Well, that's why I wash them.
Yeah.
I think I probably get a D to help me treat them with some kind of solvent to make them smell slightly less bad. And then I make a little perfumed potpourri bag.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. And that's how you're gonna alright.
Yep.
Let's uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Let's
And I think this is a sway. I think at this point this is a sway.
That sounds like a sway. Yep.
Is there other liminalness? Any transformation taking +1 to... Okay, so it's if it's any. So yeah, Tondon is helping me, so I get +1 die to this.
Yep, because they're now a friend.
Because he is a good boy. Boop boop. Another 2. We're making progress.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. You're definitely Stardew Valley Duskfall edition. Wooing Kellen by just giving her enough gifts until she likes you.
Yep.
Everyone always rags on that, but at the same time, if someone brings me enough chocolate, I'm probably going to fall in love with them. So,
yeah. I am happy to pass off the spotlight to someone else.
Yeah.
Ash, you fall in love with everyone, no matter how much chocolate they bring you.
That's anyway. Did you want to do another one, Derek?
I have another one. I have one. It's a quick one that I want to steal. I want to steal Nightfall away for. So I just want to.
Sounds fun.
I want to grab some downtime with Nightfall in our little home, in our lair, and sort of invite you to join with me. I've got 2 candles set up and a space on the floor, and I invite you to sit down and.
Having just come from an interaction with Stev and the weird romantic bullshit that he pulls, Nightfall is suspicious, but okay with this.
Right.
As long as you don't call her what Stev keeps calling her, which is nighty.
Which is what?
Nighty.
Nighty. No, I say I do have something very important to tell you, and I wanted to. I think there is something very dangerous coming. And we need to be strong and be united. So I'm giving you this gift. And he suddenly becomes formal and sits up and he says, my name is Kalani Wirakasera of the Severosi clan of the Akamai. We meet as friends and share the soil of our land with you. He rubs his hand on the dirt of the floor and clasps his hands together and rubs his hands on yours. Our friendship is now bonded, and we can no longer be enemies to each other. My family is your family.
I mean, I feel like I probably should have gotten a say in this, but also I'm okay with that. That sounds cool.
Gay.
That is the greeting of our people when we meet new friends.
Oh, that's very nice.
I hope you will take it.
This is like the weirdest date I've ever been on, but it's cool. This is nice.
And maybe I hope one day we can do this in my real home.
Is your real home a place you'd like to go back to?
The plains of the Severosi are beautiful. The city stifles me. It gnaws at my skin. I long for the open space. But I don't know if I can go back there. There are obstacles in the way.
I have a question, but it's a weird question.
Say it.
What is it like to have a home that you can miss? I don't know what... You sound like you have like something missing, but I don't know what that is. I don't know how that feels.
Maybe you can tell me what it's like not to have one.
I think at that point, and I know that this is just Corin's downtime action, but we're doing stuff now. It's fine.
This sounds more like free play than a specific downtime action to me.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I think at this point I wouldn't say anything. And I go to the door and then I would look back to you to try and encourage you to come with me. And I would, if you follow, lead you to the parts of town that I used to spend the night, basically, when I was living on the street. And there's some people recognize me. It's, a place that I used to spend a lot of time, so the people there kind of say hi, and I used to kind of protect a lot of them, or when people came up with bad scams and stuff, I used to be like, don't do that, that's stupid. So I used to kind of help people out here. So I have a fairly favorable kind of reputation here. And a lot of them know that I've stopped being here. And I think that that's been hard for some of them as well. But I think that this is like the closest thing that I have to being able to like explain, I guess, because like in some ways I do have a home, but I also don't have a home because I certainly don't miss this, but also, yeah, you know what I mean? So I feel like that is the only answer that she would be able to give, is to just kind of take you here and be like, street.
Yeah.
My house in the middle of this street. My house.
Corin, yeah.
It's not quite an open field.
There is so many things that are so very different from my growing up in these two places. But there are similarities too. You have a turf, you have a space, you have people who you trust around you, you have people who you don't trust around you, you have people who hurt you, you have people who love you. These things are common in any home. I think I would like to experience a night on the street. Where do I go?
I just kind of gesture like at the street. I'm like, yeah, already here.
Pick a stoop, buddy.
I think what I would do after, I would totally just jokingly be like, you're on one. But then I think I would say, like, there's a spot, it's not a good spot, but it's a spot that means something to me. Come with me, and I will take you to a particular alley. It's quite dark, and there's like blankets and bits and pieces kind of along the walls where you can tell that certain people kind of stay more regularly. And if you start to kind of look closely at the brickwork and stuff, it's a bit gross, and there's like blood on the concrete, and it's definitely not a well looked after kind of part of town. And I sit down against a wall in a place that looks very kind of looks very natural, like it's something I haven't done in a while, but it's something that I did for a very long time. And I point at a particular bloodstain on the concrete, and then I go, I've never really taken anyone here, and I've never really shown anyone this, except for the people who were here that night. Of course, they obviously couldn't have missed it. But this is where it happened, and just kind of like gestures at her face where her eye patch is covering like her scarred face and her eye and her,
Corin looks kind of a little ill at ease. I guess I've never thought of you in any other way. You've always been that, and to think that you were once not that is something that I find very strange. Can you show it to me?
I think that it takes her a while to kind of think about whether that's something she wants to do. And then she kind of looks around and sees if there's anybody else nearby, and there's a couple of people kind of against the wall. And so she kind of turns away from them as much as she can. She's trying to make sure that everybody else is unable to see. And then she just kind of pulls it down, like pulls the eye patch down so it's kind of around her neck a bit, and then looks kind of not awkward, just kind of like impatient, I guess. Like, yeah, cool, that's enough. And then just kind of puts it back and is like, you know, you've got scars. They're not any different, really.
Corin looks down at his chest, and indeed there are scars all across it. All right. If it's okay with you, I've had enough of this place. Can we go home?
Don't feel like spending the night after all?
No.
I wouldn't want to again either. And yeah, I'm keen to go back.
We go home.
Cool. He's one of those Fortune 500 CEOs who does the like.
That's right.
On the night for the street for a night.
Like, oh no,
the plight of the homeless.
You'll never be like common people. You'll never see what common people see.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, but I also lost an eye here, so like,
yeah, right? Yeah. Well, how about we take our next break there, and we can come back and do a bit more downtime, and then we can have a look at a score?
All right.
Sounds like a plan. All right, we'll be back in just a minute.